Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. Today, the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Phoenix Suns 116-98. Great win for the Timberwolves. As a Rockets fan who wants the Phoenix Suns to fall apart, love to see it. And the Timberwolves were the 9 seed before this game, and now they moved to the 8 seed and are tied with the Warriors for the 7 seed. And if the Warriors, this is not going to happen, but if the Warriors lose to the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow, then we would see the Timberwolves go from the 7 seed, the 8 seed to the 7 seed. And keep in mind, last night when Sacramento beat the Rockets, Minnesota was at the 10 seed after that. No, actually, it actually happened when Minnesota lost to Utah. When Minnesota lost to Utah the other night, they became the 10 seed. And but now they've all the way back at the 8 seed, and if Warriors potentially lose tomorrow, which I don't see it happening since the Hornets, they would be at the 7 seed, which is and could potentially end up also getting to the 6 seed at some point. Since the Clippers have been dropping some games recently, they would need the Suns' help for that on Tuesday, though, because the Suns do play the Clippers on Sunday. On Tuesday. But great win for the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, 44 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Great game for him. I heavily criticize Anthony Edwards for his poor decisions because his poor decisions lost them, if not 2 games, 1 game. Him getting ejected in that game was bad. I think they probably still would have lost the Lakers even if he doesn't get ejected. So I don't think that really matters. But his ejection did cause him to get a suspension because of that 16th technical foul. And then they end up losing to one of the worst teams in basketball in the Utah Jazz by only 1 point without their best player. With that being said, not having Ant, 1 game suspension, and Utah, I guarantee the Timberwolves beat the Utah Jazz if they have Anthony Edwards. I really do. I guarantee that they beat the Jazz if they have Ant, and they didn't have him. And that'd be huge. If they had Ant in that game, this is serious. If they had Ant in that game against Utah, and they would have won that game, then right now Minnesota would currently be the 6th seed because of the Clippers and Warriors losses recently. If Minnesota would have pulled out the win against Utah, they'd be the 6th seed right now, which is crazy to think. But it is what it is, and but I heavily criticize Ant for the poor, reckless technical fouls he gets. Opens his mouth too much. A couple times we've seen him get into arguments with players where it literally happened against the Lakers. Got into it with Jared Vanderbilt, and I heavily criticized him because you can't be doing that as the best player on a roster. Like Draymond, this has been a problem for Draymond Green in his career, of course, and we've seen it where he gets suspended because too many technical fouls. And I'm not saying Draymond isn't a great player, because he is. Draymond is an amazing player. He's a huge impact for the Golden State Warriors, but it's not as huge as losing a guy like Anthony Edwards. You can't lose him per game, and from now on, you can lose him for multiple games. If every 2 technical fouls he gets another 1 game suspension. And I felt like them losing against Utah was a big blame on him because of his technical fouls, and I felt like he did a great job tonight. His performance, I feel like, was obviously maybe him being upset in the way he handled things, but also maybe even apologize to the team. Like, hey, I messed up. I really messed up when we lost because of it, and I'm gonna come out here tonight and I'm gonna kill it, and I'm gonna carry us to a win. That was an amazing performance by him. I mean, perfect at the free throw line on 14 attempts, almost 50% from 3 on 14 attempts, more than 50% from the floor on 22 attempts, 44 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. I know he has this in him. He's done this many times this season, but I feel like this was one of his best games of the season, and especially with what happened recently in the last couple games for this team and for him. Great game. Naz Reid had 10 rebounds tonight, 5 assists. Terrible shooting night, 3 for 15, 1 for 8 from 3, 7 points. But another double-digit rebound game for Naz. Might be one of his last of the season because it looks like Rudy Gobert is going to be back. They just got Julius Randle back. Tonight he had 20 and 6, 3 assists. And this is the unfortunate thing because Naz Reid has played some good basketball. Being a starter. So now you're going to see him most likely come off the bench with Rudy Gobert coming back at least in the next game or two. And I'm going to miss seeing Naz Reid as a starter. But yeah, I don't think he can definitely get a double-digit rebound game off the bench. It's not like it's impossible. It's just going to be hard to do once both Gobert and Randle back. Randle was back tonight, had 6 boards in 34 minutes. I thought it was interesting. Came back, first game back, and played 34 minutes, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. McDaniels had 13 and 7 with 4 assists tonight. Good game for him. 3 steals for McDaniels. Conley only played 20 minutes but had 3 points. Dante DiVincenzo had an amazing night, though. 24 points, 8 for 13 from 3, 5 steals, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Nickeil Alexander-Walker had 6 assists. That was key. And outside of DiVincenzo, the Timberwolves had a lot of players that touched the floor tonight. A lot of players. They had a total of, it was like 9 players that come off the bench. Outside of DiVincenzo, there were only 5 other bench players. Sorry, there were only 5 other bench points and only 2 other players outside of Dante to score off the bench. Jalen Clark hit a 3 and Leonard Miller hit a 2. And so that was it. There wasn't a lot of shots taken. I mean, Alexander Walker was 0 for 6. Shannon was 0 for 3. Clark was 1 for 3. Leonard Miller was 1 for 1. Josh Minott was 0 for 1. Not a lot of shooting off the bench outside of Alexander Walker and Dante DiVincenzo. But good win for the Timberwolves. Just do this quick. KD had 26 and 10 tonight. Bradley Beal had 18 points. Booker had 17 points and 5 assists. Bobo had 9 points and 11 rebounds. As soon as I said his name, all I could think about is Shaq putting all those ugly foods, disgusting foods and drinks. Well, they're not disgusting foods and drinks, but when you put them together, they are. And mixing them and just that. As soon as I see his name, that's the first thing I think of is Shaq doing the thing he does when someone says Bobo's name. But yeah. Tough loss for the Suns, but that's been a theme lately for them. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out. Hey, wait, one more thing. As I'm fine with the Suns keep losing as a Rockets fan, so keep at it, Suns. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.